Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om. Hari Om and welcome to today's Satsang. So we are studying Tattvabodha.
Yeah.
I have not put these recordings on YouTube. Yesterday I did record it, but I decided not to put it. Earlier I was not even thinking of recording it because we are doing a reading of Guruji's book. So I thought that may not really qualify for being put on YouTube. So I'm not.
तुम्हारी आवाज कट रही है नो? या म्यूट पे तो नहीं हो?
नहीं म्यूट पे नहीं है, but there is some. Yesterday it was wonderful. I don't know what was the magic.
मेरी आ रही क्या?
हाँ आपकी क्लियर है, आपकी क्लियर है. कट रही है अभी. Can't make out. But anyway, you send me a text what you are trying to say about this. So we'll take a call on this, putting on YouTube or not. Okay. So we started with the introduction, and we had said that the goal of human life is Atyantik Dukh Nivritti and Paramanand Prapti, cessation of all sorrows and attainment of permanent happiness. So now we are going to start, and I am reading the text. An auspicious beginning foretells an auspicious end. So all spiritual texts begin with an invocatory prayer in which we invoke the grace of the Lord and the Guru. It is only due to His grace that the writing, speaking, listening or reading of any text is possible, and with His grace alone would the text reach its culmination, its ultimate purpose being the realization of the truth. I'll have to excuse myself. There's somebody at the door. Please give me a minute.
क्या हुआ? Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, sorry. So, Guruji is saying that for a good end, a good beginning is a must, and a good beginning is with a prayer, so that His grace is upon us. Prayer fills the heart with humility, love, and strength. It inspires us and opens the doors of our inherent creative potential. Sri Sankrachharya, true to the tradition of Vedanta, starts the text with an invocatory prayer. This text, unlike Bhaj Govindam, is not lyrical. It's written in a prose style. So, Vasudevendra Yogendram Natva Jnana Pradam Gurum.
दोनों बोले?
हाँ, मैं ऐसा कर लेते हैं, एक बार मैं पढ़ता हूँ फिर आप पढ़ लेना. I'll break it and then you follow. Vasudevendra Yogendram.
हम बोले?
हाँ बिल्कुल.
वासुदेवेंद्र योगेंद्रम
नत्वा ज्ञान प्रदम गुरुम.
नत्वा ज्ञान प्रदम गुरुम.
मुमुक्षूणाम हितार्थाय.
मुमुक्षूणाम हितार्थाय.
तत्त्वबोधोऽभिधीयते.
तत्त्वबोधो अभिधीयते.
Yeah. So there is a S instead of a.
Yeah.
in that Tattvabodha
Tattvabodha
Vidhi. So that S represents a, but when it comes as an S, then generally what happens is we give a slightly longer tone to the previous letter. So it is Tattvabodho Vidhiyate. That a becomes silent. But when you read Tattvabodho Vidhiyate, so that is understood because you extended that. Or sometimes बोलने में आ जाता है. Just convention I'm explaining because this thing has come up. Okay. So what is there is this word Natva. Natva means I bow down.
Natva means?
I bow down. Natva, namaskar karna. Natva. Pranam. Now, last time, Anuji, I told you there was that Parishesh Nyaya. Remember? Remainder. There is a subject and there is an object. If the happiness is not in the object, so Parishesh Nyaya says, then it must be in the subject. That is I. That is how Parishesh Nyaya explained. Now, there is, you can write down one more wonderful term, it keeps coming. Dehlij Deep Nyaya. Dehlij Deep Nyaya. Dehlij is what is the stepping स्टोन नहीं कहेंगे, वो जो दरवाजे पे आपका जो पहले वुडन होते थे ना, चौखट जो नीचे भी होती थी, तो बिटवीन इन दहलीज, तो इनसाइड और आउटसाइड के बीच वाला जो है वो दहलीज कहलाता है. तो अगर आप वहाँ दीपक रखेंगे तो बाहर भी लाइट देगा, अंदर भी लाइट देगा. सो दिस इज दहलीज दीप न्याय. तो नत्वा इज प्लेस्ड बिटवीन वासुदेवेंद्र योगेंद्रम and Jnanapradam Gurum. Okay, so this bowing down is to both. One is the Lord. Who is that Lord? Vasudevendra Yogendram, Lord Krishna, who is also known as the Lord of Yogis. And he is saying Jnanapradam Gurum, that Guru who is the giver of knowledge. Right? So Natva is to both. I mean, these small things make me feel so happy. Sanskrit is such a powerful, beautiful language.
Yeah.
That word now used for both. Acha. And another very interesting thing, the name of Shankaracharya's guru was Govind Padacharya. Now, as per tradition, normally you don't name your guru. So what has he done? He has used Vasudevendra Yogendram. So he is referred to his guru also and to the Lord also in the same, with the same usage. Additionally, why Yogendram? You see, Krishna has so many names, he could have used any. His guru was also known to be a big yogi, an incarnation of Lord Shesh, Adi Shesh, who was Balram also and who was Lakshman also. So, and Shankaracharya himself is known as the incarnation of Lord Shiva. These are small asides, but he used this, to my mind, Vasudevendra Yogendram, more to convey the yogic nature of his guru. So beautiful things that I find. Then now, having paid his respects, now he is in the next line, he is telling you about the book that he is writing. Today, when you get a book in the market, it's written textbook of history for class 8, middle school, vagara vagara. So you know what is the content going to be. Now, in those days, there was no such thing. So he is saying, Mumukshunam hitarthaya Tattvabodho abhidhiyate. I am now going to write abhidhiyate for the in fact this is a passive writing. There is an active passive voice and active voice. So there is a passive voice. Abhidhiyate is being written. What is being written? Tattvabodha, knowledge of the reality. Right. So this is the topic. And for whom is it being written? For Mumukshunam. Mumukshunam is a seeker of liberation. Mumukshu. Mumukshu is a seeker of liberation. Moksha. From moksha you get the word mumukshu. So Mumukshunam hitahartaya. It will, hit means benefit. So it will benefit the seekers of moksha. So in this, I'll let Guruji explain. Basically 4 things he has explained, and what are those 4 things? We'll come to it. So having saluted Sri Vasudevendra, the king of yogis, the Guru, who is the bestower of knowledge, Tattvabodha is expounded for the benefit of the seekers. Vasudevendra, the consciousness pulsating within each of us, incarnated as Sri Krishna, the son of Vasudeva and Devaki, due to the demand of the age. What do you mean by the demand of the age? For that you have to refer to Gita when he says yada yada hi dharmasya हानि ग्लानि भवति भारत, धर्म की जब जब इरोजन होता है या तो मैं आता हूँ and to protect the sadhus. So that is the demand of the age. That is what he means. Yogendra, a yogi is one who practices yoga, not necessarily Ashtanga yoga. The king of yogis is the one who has attained yoga, union with the self. Lord Krishna is the king of all practitioners of yoga and those who have attained yoga. Incidentally, Govind Padacharya ji is also known as a reincarnation of Patanjali, who was the author of Vyakaran also and योग शास्त्र also. उसकी एक बहुत लंबी कहानी है, कभी करेंगे. So that yoga thing is, I am just trying to draw the parallel ki why he has used this. Then Jnana Pradam Gurum. The Guru is one who removes the darkness of ignorance with the light of knowledge. Gu is darkness, Ru is remover. Lord Krishna is worshipped as the Guru of all, as all knowledge originates from the Lord alone. Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru. One of the names of Lord Krishna is Govinda. Shankaracharya's Guru was also called Govind Padacharya. So in this verse, along with the Lord Sri Krishna, Shankaracharya also salutes his own teacher, the king among yogis and the giver of self-knowledge. In the spiritual tradition of India, authors of texts followed the convention of proving right at the beginning the purpose of writing a book. The book would not be accepted if written without a valid reason. In modern school texts, we find the subject and the student group for whom it is meant is specified on the cover itself. For example, geography for standard 5. In this manner, the texts are readily identifiable. In the past too, authors used to present such specifications, technically called Anubandh Chatushtay. So you can write down this word, Anubandh Chatushtay, which comprises of the following. Which comprise of these following. Chatushtay always means 4. So, yeah. So, Anubandh, bound by these 4, bandh. So, first is, it gives you adhikari, who is entitled to this knowledge which is being explained in this text. For whom the text is meant is adhikari, Tattvabodha is meant for the seeker of liberation, mumukshunam. One who wants name, fame, pleasures and powers need not waste time reading this text. Right? Those who want to free themselves of all limitations and sorrows for all times to come are fit for this knowledge. The subject matter of the text. First was the adhikari. Now the second is the subject matter of the text, which is the vishay. Adhikari, vishay. That without which a thing is not itself, or in other words, the essence or reality is called tattva. Tat. Tat means that. Tva is ness. Bodh means knowledge. Tattvabodha is the knowledge of the reality, the subject of the text. So, विषय क्या है इस टेक्स्ट का? तत्वबोध, knowledge of the reality. The purpose of the text, प्रयोजन, this is the third thing. प्रयोजन क्या है? The purpose of Tattvabodha is liberation. How do you conclude this? Because it is being written for the benefit of the seekers of liberation. So it has to be liberation only, otherwise how will it benefit? Man seeks several means to get rid of his many sorrows. They may be temporarily alleviated, but they never end for good. Man wants to be permanently free from sorrow. This is possible only through the knowledge of reality. So we started with what is the goal of human beings. We said it is atyantik dukh nivritti and permanent prapti. So now he says that permanent cessation of sorrow is only possible with knowledge of reality. Even otherwise, if you see, if you are indulging in an illusion, the only way to get rid of that illusion is to know the reality. जब तक आप एक रस्सी को पड़ी हुई को सांप समझ रहे हैं तो आपका भय तो नष्ट होगा ही नहीं. वो भय तभी नष्ट होगा, your fear will be overcome only when you get to know it is not serp, it is rajju, it is a snake, it is a rope. Now the fourth thing, the relation of the text to the purpose of the text. Sambandh. So one was adhikari, second was vishay, third was prayojan. Now is the sambandh between the text and the prayojan. It should not be text तो लिखा हो कि जी ये मैं हिस्ट्री की किताब लिख रहा हूँ और प्रयोजन क्या है? Knowledge of minerals. So that will become weird, no? So what is the sambandh? So it says, by the study of Tattvabodha and the realization of the truth, the seeker of liberation gains liberation. This is called relation of the revealed and the revealer. Revealed is bodhya and revealer is bodhak. So bodhak, bodhya, संबंध. ठीक है, बोध्य बोधक संबंध. So one is the revealer, one is the revealed. What is the relation? ठीक है. So thus the invocatory verse not only invokes the grace of the Lord and the Guru but also indicates the Anubandh Chatushtaya. So opening verse does both these jobs. We will go to the second. Now the topic is introduced. How is it introduced? Sadhan Chatushta Sampan Adhikarinam. Mrs.
Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna Adhikaranam.
Moksha Sadhan Bhutam.
Moksha Sadhana Bhutam.
Tattva Viveka Prakaram.
Tattva Viveka Prakaram.
Vakshamaha. So you want to read together? Let's try. Sadhan Chatushta Sampanna Adhikarinam. मोक्ष साधन भूतम तत्व विवेक प्रकारम वक्ष्यामः.
Can you read it together? In case we are making record.
Yeah, I agree with you. In fact, I've never attempted this because I know in Zoom and Google, if even two people try and chant together, it's a mess up in the for the others. Oh, it doesn't. Chalo. So we'll not try this again. So I couldn't understand what you were saying, Anu, but I could make out from your lips. Okay. I had only heard the word recording. Okay. So now, Vakshama is, I am now going to expound. Right? What am I going to expound? Prakaram. Prakaram means, I am reading backward if you see. Prakaram is methodology. Whose methodology? Of Tattva Vivek, the subject of the text. So I am now going to expound the methodology of Tattva Vivek. Right? Now, what is this Tattva Vivek? Moksha sadhan bhutam. That which is the means for liberation. Now, this is available to those who are sampan. Sampan means endowed. With what? Sadhan chatushtes. Sadhan chatushte, what it is, he will explain. That is the methodology. He's used the term now, but he says those who are endowed with sadhan chatushte, they have the eligibility to study this. अधिकारी बताया था ना शुरू में, मुमुक्षु नाम हितार्थ आया, तो मुमुक्षु इज अधिकारी. बट नाउ दैट अधिकारी कौन है? जो साधन चतुष्टय संपन्न है, वो अधिकारी है. और ये जो तत्वबोध है, ये उसके मुमुक्षु मोक्ष साधन भूतम, ये मोक्ष के साधन के लिए हेल्पफुल है. तो लेकिन उसी को फायदा होगा जो साधन चतुष्टय संपन्न है. तो अब साधन चतुष्टय संपन्न क्या है वो अगले उसमें वर्ष में आएगा. बट नाउ लेट्स रीड व्हाट ही हैज सेड इन दिस.
विवेक भी होना चाहिए. वी शुड बी डिस्क्रिमिनेट बिटवीन राइट एंड रॉन्ग.
वो अभी आगे आएगा ना, सारे चारों वो साधन चतुष्टय वो आगे आएंगे. एंड विवेक इज द वन ऑफ द लेग्स ऑफ दैट. So we shall explain to those who are endowed with the fourfold qualifications the mode of inquiry into the reality, which is the means of liberation. The mode of discrimination or inquiry, the word vivek, comes from the verbal root vik, meaning to separate.
Meaning?
To separate.
Separate, yeah.
Sanskrit word vik. Man has this subtle power of discrimination that distinguishes him from other beings. In the state of ignorance, he uses it merely to recognize objects and concepts of the world, comparing, contrasting, and categorizing them, or distinguishing between the conducive and the non-conducive. For example, this is good music, or the brown shirt is better than the blue one. When this same faculty is used for discriminating the real from the unreal, it liberates man. See, beautiful, no? Right now, all our vivek is lost in names and forms. That's all that we are looking at. अस्ति भातीय प्रिय तो समझ ही नहीं आता, which is the attribute of our own basic nature. The means of liberation, all bondage is due to either total lack of thinking, incomplete thinking or wrong thinking. Why are we bound? Because of any of these three factors. It can be removed by right and complete thinking. So he says in Sanskrit, अविचार कृतो बंधः, अविचार से बंधन होता है और विचारेण निवर्तते, विचार करने से उसकी बंधन की निवर्तिति हो जाती है. निवर्तिति इज इट इज negated, it is removed. It is said that most problems would not arise if only we paused to think for a moment. But a moment is a long time and thinking is a difficult process. We all think from the morning to night and from birth to death, but the question is, do we really think? Most of the times, thinking just happens. Uncontrolled, irrelevant, dissociated and distracted thoughts occur at random, and then this thinking leads to worry, anger, tension and quarrels. तो मतलब बहुत गुरुजी जो लिख रहे हैं ये बहुत फीडबैक के ऊपर बेस्ड है. हमें बड़ा आसान लगता है ये इन्होंने लिख दिया. Now for a change, let us think differently. Let us think about the fundamental questions of life like who am I? हमने पहले पढ़ चुके हैं I am happiness myself. अब ये है कौन? Who am I? Am I the ever changing body and the fluctuating mind? What is the goal of my life? Is it merely to eat, drink and be merry? This inquiry is the mean to liberate us from all conflicts of life. When we are endowed with the fourfold qualifications, we can liberate ourselves by means of right inquiry. But we are unable to conduct it due to our own inadequacy. The mind is not subtle, pure, और सिंगल पॉइंटेड इनफ टू डेल्व डीप. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ है. हम विचार क्यों नहीं कर पाते हैं या ज्ञान हमको उतरता क्यों नहीं है? बिकॉज वी आर नॉट प्रिपेयर्ड. जब साधन चतुष्टय हो जाएगा तो ज्ञान अपने आप उतर जाएगा. वन हु हैज़ द फोरफोल्ड क्वालिफिकेशंस केपेबल ऑफ इंक्वायरी एंड रियलाइजेशन. Just as one who has completed a master's degree in physics is qualified for attempting a doctorate in that field. Oh, right? So this we have completed the first verse, or rather the Manglacharan and the first verse. So we go to the next one tomorrow. Whatever we have read so far, if you can think, contemplate, and as we discussed, what appealed to you, what you would like to take away, what you would like to adopt. So you can put a message, because sometimes audio is not clear. You can put a message to me. I'll share it tomorrow. And more importantly for you individually, important to keep it in front of you and live out of it if it has appealed to you. Okay. Hariom, I'll say the closing prayer. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Guru Yo Namah. Hari Om. So